Kemi Badenoch has two things that she's doing here. I think the first one is that she realises that Frank Hester is very wealthy, source of a great deal of money, and looking to the future, if she thinks she's going to become the leader of the Conservative Party, then, she's going to need that money in the future. She's obviously not bothered about taking money from somebody like him.
No.
And the second, I think, has just been backed up by a couple of things that have just been said. She is trivialising it because she's able to say, well, if a black woman doesn't think it's a big deal, what are all you people getting excited about?
Yes.
And I think that those two things underline exactly where she's coming from. And I think it's frightening, absolutely frightening.
So the only point where that stumbles as an analysis is that she was the first to come out, before Sunak did, to describe Frank Hester's comments as racist. And admittedly, it was accompanied by a mealy-mouthed attempt to pretend that he'd apologised specifically for his racism when he hadn't. But she had, at the time, and for about an hour, she had gone further than anybody else in the cabinet. So
yeah, but don't you think... sorry to interrupt you, but don't you think she was scoring points over Rishi Sunak?
Yes. Yes,
She
and so
scored her
cynical
point.
is that, so cynical and if you like, hypocritical or morally corrupt is that process that it's stupid to say, well, hang on, that cancels that out. She can't have done that and that at the same time. In that moment, scoring points over Rishi Sunak was more important than anything else. And now minimising Frank Hester's racism is more important than anything else. So the two things can be simultaneously true, even though to bears of very little brain like me, Cecilia, they seem to be contradictory.
Well, I don't think they are, because I think now that the Penny Mordaunt thing has become much more to the fore, she's obviously hacked off that she's not going to be looked upon as the next obvious successor.
So she's come out today.
So she's having another go. And she will come out and say anything that she thinks will get her into Downing Street.